I mean, big decisions for Ralph Rangnick, Merce. I'm thinking of two of them. Does Harry Maguire start? Does Marcus Rashford start? And the stories I'm not sure if I can believe them or not. The stories in some areas of the media today that Manchester United players had privately been questioning the decision to continue with Maguire suggests that there must be if that's the case, there's got to be a lot wrong in the camp, hasn't there?
Well, there has been. I mean, that's not nice. I don't like that because Maguire comes around as a top bloke and as a good professional who looks after the players. He's not really worried about himself. He's a team player. But for me, I don't think he plays. I don't think he plays in this game. And for me, I would play Rashford and Elanga in this game, in my opinion. If they've got any chance of winning this game, Man United, they have to play on the counter-attack with plenty of pace, skill and energy. Otherwise, if they play... I would leave Ronaldo out of this game.
He's not left him out since he's come off and threw his toys out.
No, exactly.
He does not bring him off the field anymore. I think he's done his job, Ronaldo, there.
Yeah, he's done it.
I mean, it's wrong. Just have the minerals to leave him out. If you think that you can play better without him, leave him out.
Yeah. But... I mean, how can you leave Ronaldo out? He's come here for playing games like this, Clinton. How do you leave him out?
Because when you've beaten Man City in the past, you played on the counter-attack, and you need pace to do that. Crystal Palace went to Man City earlier in the season, counter-attack, and that's pace. I know it is difficult because you know what? It's a big game, and Cristiano Ronaldo is one of the biggest players there ever is, and so it's a hard decision to leave him out. But I think to start the game, I think you got to leave him out and then try to be on the counter-attack. But good luck, Ralph Rangnick, going telling him that, because you did that when you did it at Brentford when you subbed him, and ever since then, you ain't taken him off ever since that, because you know... I'm not saying Ronaldo's bigger than the football club, because he's not bigger than Man United football club, but he's bigger than the manager, and that's the problem. He feels like... I'm not saying, he's making the calls. He is, basically. He's saying to the manager, don't do that again, don't take me off. So it's
what's the options, Clint?
That's the problem, because Rashford at the moment he's not in good form. Do you go Elanga? Do you go Jadon Sancho? But then Cavani's not fit, but he's not one who's going to stretch him behind. So who do you play through the middle? So that's why I think he might play.
The reel you just showed, that VT of Ronaldo, then they dominated that game. They had like 80% of the play. It's all in there. They're not going to. They're not. How many times are they going to be in Man City's half with domination?
No, but what I'm saying is, who do you play through that middle then? If Ronaldo don't,
If I was, who will be the two centre halves for Diaz and
Laporte?
So Diaz is out. So Laporte and probably
Stones, yeah.
If I was them, they would rather mark Ronaldo tomorrow than play someone like a Rashford up front.
Cavani's back. Will he bring him straight back?
If you're going to play Cavani, I'll play Ronaldo.
Yeah,
do you know what I mean?
Definitely.
But in fairness, Ralph Rangnick said today, he's talking about Marcus Rashford, and he said he's got everything you need for a modern striker, so maybe he's giving us a bit of a hint there.
It's confidence with him, though. It's confidence with Rashford.
I mean, stories this week as well, we're going to go to City in just a moment, that Manchester United's football director, John Murtough, says the club are conducting a thorough process to identify the next manager. This is Manchester United. Shouldn't that next manager have been identified by now?
Wow. Absolutely. I mean, the manager should be... he shouldn't be...
Should be in.
Man United... interim manager, unheard of. You have to keep pinching yourself when you realise. And this guy's got another 2 years afterwards as what? A consultant. Obviously, he's going to make a decision who comes in there as manager, or he's going to be part of the process. It's very difficult for him to be part of the process when he couldn't get it right himself. Look, I think there's a lot of candidates out there. Everyone would want that job. It's Manchester United. It's the biggest club in the world. Who's going to be lucky enough to get it? It's a great job. It's a great job.
Whoever goes in, Tim, has to take control, because I'm sick of what's coming out of this week. Players coming out and saying, don't pick him. I'm sorry, a manager goes in, if I ever went to you and said, Clint's not good enough, you're captain of foot, I'd be like, hey, man, I'm being disrespectful to him.
I'd say, correct, keep that.
I think
you would be lying.
I knew straight away he was going to say that. You teed him up brilliantly. You should have said Murs.
What I'm saying, guys, I think it's discussing the fellow pros. You share a dressing room. If it's right that what's coming out of the football club, that Harry Maguire, whether you play Lindelof, whether you play with Varane, there's one person makes that decision. Of course. That is a manager. It doesn't sit well with me if them reports are right, Jeff.
Just briefly, Tim, what you were saying there, do you think that Rangnick is no longer a contender for the manager's job on a permanent basis?
I know, for what he's produced since he's gone in there, I mean, there's no improvement from Ole Gunnar Solskjaer. I don't see any playing style differently. I don't see the results improving. So, no, he's absolutely managed his way out of the job.
I mean, look, let's talk about Manchester City a little then, shall we? I mean, you know, if you look at their recent form, Clinton, in the last month, they've drawn against Southampton, they've lost against Spurs, they struggled against Everton. Are they just a touch off the boil?
Yeah, they are. But against Everton, they still took the 3 points. And maybe they were very, very lucky to take that 3 points. It was a mistake and obviously a VAR decision where it was a stonewall penalty. But, yeah, they are. But every team goes through that. But as long as you're still winning football matches, I think since they beat Sporting Lisbon, they've not been in great form. As you said, losing to Tottenham, just narrowly getting that win. And then they didn't struggle. They did struggle to break down Peterborough, and then eventually they go on and they beat Peterborough. But every big team goes through these kinds of ups and downs. But at the same time, they're still winning football matches, and that is why it's going to be hard to see them not being champions this season, because they've got all these top players as well. And you have players at Man City where they have dipping forms, like at the start of the season. I mean, they have they're in outstanding form, like Bernardo Silva at the start of the season. Now it's Riyad Mahrez. I know Riyad Mahrez, he's a big player. He's obviously contributing with goals. You had Raheem Sterling, you got Phil Foden, Jack Grealish scoring in the midweek will give him confidence. So they've got a lot of attacking options. So I'm not worried about Man City. They are out of form at the moment, but they're still winning football matches.
Well, that's the thing, Merce, isn't it? When they are a little bit flat, he's got so many options of how to freshen it up. I mean, obviously, Jack Grealish, by his own standards, hasn't pulled up any trees so far. But there's a wonderful goal in we can't show you, unfortunately. It's a wonderful goal. Gabriel Jesus as well. So he's got enough options, hasn't he?
Yeah, exactly. I mean, and Jack Grealish is making a run because Foden's on the ball. I mean, and what a pass, what a touch, what a goal. Yeah, I find at the moment with Man City, they're finding it a little bit harder. Everybody's just sitting back now. Everybody's playing 10 behind the ball, literally 10, maybe even 11 behind and breaking, like Tottenham did, like Everton did. And it's getting harder and harder for them. It is getting harder because they want to pass the ball, they want to move, they want to entertain, they want to play. And it's getting a little bit frustrating for them. I think they've got to be careful because, for the way they are, if Man United get this right this weekend, Man United, for me, and Liverpool are the two teams that I could confidently say could go to the Etihad and win. They could. They have the firepower. We've seen it before, and the way they play. But Rangnick's got to get it right. If he doesn't get it right, it could be 4 and 5. It could be 4 and 5 the other way. So for me, it's up to the manager what the manager does here.
I mean, it's a big day for a lot of players, isn't it? I suppose this is a really big day, Tim, for Jadon Sancho. Left City in 2017 because he couldn't get a game. Didn't think he was going to get a look in, and here he is 5 years back. I mean, in retrospect, that looks the right decision, doesn't it? Because I'm not sure he'll get in the City side now.
No, they've got brilliant players there now, but I mean, he went away. I remember it was a pre-season tournament. He went to America with them, and Pep had a little look at him and decided it wasn't correct for him. So he's decided to go and play games in Germany. And
but he's got a big point to prove then, hasn't he?
Absolutely. You want to show the manager that he made a huge mistake. I'm sure Pep's been looking at him afar, and he doesn't regret his decision up to now. I mean, Jadon's got a long way to go. I mean, he's still developing as a player. Hopefully, he still wants to learn and listen. I think he's got loads of growth to come, both physically and mentally. And he can be a top draw player. We've seen it in cameos. Now he's in the most competitive league in the world. He has to do it on a regular basis. And Man United need him now. But recent form has been very good. I really believe that. I think that he's shown a spark. He's shown that he's settled there now. Alanga's come in and, like Clinton said, and he's done very well with him. Got that pace. He's sure to start tomorrow.
Yeah.
Sure to start because of the counter-attacking threat, what he possesses. He's a ball carrier. He can dribble you out the field. And he can cause any defenders, even Man City defenders, he can cause them problems. But they're not going to have a lot of the ball. So he's going to have to be very diligent in his defending as well. And he's going to have to fit into that game plan, hopefully, what Ralph has got planned for the weekend. But it's a very, very difficult game for him. We know that. We know that.